So good morning, Leanne, or Leanne Scott, actually, at UK EMS. Leanne, tell us a bit about your company and tell us a bit about what you do. Just, I suppose, just give it a bit of an overview.
So we are an estate management company. We specialise in leasehold property management. So we have a wide variety of roles which contribute towards the day-to-day runnings of property management and the various private estates and apartment buildings that we manage.
Okay, and whereabouts do you operate?
So we're actually nationwide, predominantly the north and south, but our head office is based in Stockport.
All right. Okay. Brilliant. So Leanne, first of all, thanks a lot for taking the time for doing this a testimonial. One of the main reasons we're doing this testimonial is because we have a lot of customers that come to us that like the concept of a VA, if that makes sense, but not have no idea, that's the wrong word, but just not quite sure how to go about it, or not quite sure what they do. And one of the reasons that, first of all, thank you for doing this, but one of the reasons that I've got you on the call is because it's quite funny because you were pretty much one of those people.
I can relate.
You can relate, exactly. Yes. Exactly. So would you mind just telling me, I suppose, a bit about when you first, let's start from absolute scratch. So when you first heard the idea of VA and what your thoughts were and what went through your head, just a bit, I suppose, a bit of an overview, just to be
an honest review. Intriguing.
Okay.
Very intriguing. It was something completely new to me. I'd never heard of it before. And quite exciting. It's for me, I'm always open to new ideas and how things can advance the business and especially growing the team. And I'm very open to being able to grow the team and bring in, new team members. And this, the thought of a VA was also very scary because it was remote. And our team, we are all office based.
Yeah.
We don't have anyone that does home working. So it's almost a little bit from like a managerial side. It's being distant from the people that you have around you. So it was intriguing, but it was also, as I took steps towards it, quite scary. But the best thing I think I've done.
Okay, that's good. So talk to me about how you found the process, or how you found well, actually, what was it that made you go, do you know what, let's do this?
Just something new, something exciting. Like I said, being able to expand and grow the team and the business and the new opportunities that can bring. Yeah. I'm always very open to those ideas. And I think unless you really try something and give it a chance, how do you know whether it's going to be a success or not?
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Okay. And talk me through the process. How did you find the process of, I suppose, sourcing the VA and the whole recruitment process, and how did you find it?
Once I stopped dragging my heels with it, great. And I hold my hands up, and poor Trisha, bless her. Basically, you guys asked me what I wanted. It was hard to say what I wanted because I didn't know what to expect. So it was what I would want from a person. And for us, it's very important about having a person become part of the team, which also fits the team. I think skills, can be taught. But it's somebody who has the basis, but is also going to be a personality fit as well, and somebody that you can work with, especially with that, what I personally seen as a challenge for it being remote. Yeah, you assigned me Trisha to look after me in that process, and Trisha was absolutely great. She listened to what I wanted, and then she did the initial kind of process, I understand, to narrow it down for interview fits for me.
Yeah, okay.
And those interviews came, I interviewed a few people. I did, again, drag my heels. I did lose out on one person that I thought was a good fit, but this is my lessons learned. And then we found our fit, who's with us now.
Sorry, go on. Sorry, after you. Sorry.
The process was just really straightforward, and I think if I could say to anybody that was looking to go for it with Worldwide VA, just be open to it and let you guys take the lead, because that's exactly what you did, and you held my hand through the whole process up to where we are today.
Do you know, it's really good to hear, because I think I started off employing VA 7 years ago, One of the reasons I did go to look at VAs was because it went from went from a really time-consuming situation to a very, very, very time-consuming situation. Did you find a similar?
I think, yeah, that's a really valid point. From experience recruitment, working with recruitment agencies, working in Indeed, and other platforms, it's just so time consuming sitting and trawling through CV after CV after CV. And it is something that I think personally, that is what made me dig my heels in a little bit, and just, I was a bit like, oh God, another recruitment process. But looking back now, it was so simple. It was having somebody fish through and say, right, I'm going to pick out what I think are going to be your best fits. And they were.
Good.
From a cost perspective as well, like, having that experience of us working with recruiters, working on recruitment platforms such as Indeed, the cost element is just very, very different.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so you found, obviously, Jacqueline, who's now your VA at EMS. It was interesting, I think, because we had a conversation when you first started, and you said, I think one of the things was, well, it's a case of, I'm not quite sure what
to do.
What to do.
What do I get there? Yeah.
So talk to me, I suppose talk me through the first week, Leanne, and talk me through the onboarding and what happened and how that went.
A lot easier than I expected it to be. I had a personal challenge with thinking, oh God, I've got to train someone remote. I've got to get onto Teams, I've got to do this training, sharing screens and hoping, your internet and everything is all going to work out. It was absolutely great. And I think the great thing about working with Jackie and it being a new role with her, we learned together. So we experienced new things together, but we were both able to understand exactly how things worked from the baseline. It was just so much easier than I built it up in my head to be. And it's just got easier ever since. It's been great.
Perfect. Okay, well that's really good to hear. And the setting up the systems, because I know you use different systems, and the testimonials won't say what systems you use, but you use some quite complex systems. How was that to set up with Jackie?
It's introducing people to new systems, which is always, when you come to bring in any new member of a team on, having to show them the system. When you breathe it day in, day out, it's remembering to slow down and not use certain languages, and especially again with a VA that you've got different terminologies which we've learned together. But it was there was challenges, there were a few hiccups along the way, but being able to just be open, very transparent with Jackie, and just explain to her exactly where we're up to, we've managed to overcome those hurdles and move forward.
Fantastic. And what's Jackie taken off your plate to what you expected her to take off your plate?
Oh, is Jackie taking off my plate? I could reduce the size of my plate, that's for sure. Honestly, she's just a dream to work with. Just anything that I have given her. I mean, as day-to-day operations from the business, there are things that I put on my little when I get 5 minutes list, and those 5 minutes just never seem to come around. And there's been things, and I spoke to Jackie about these when she came on board. I said, there's a few things like this that I'd really love to work with you. But the basis of those tasks allowed her to really understand what we did and get a feel for the systems. So there was also a little bit of what she would do would help her towards where we move forward. So, I mean, she really open arms with the tasks. She's very, very happy to just be working and assisting the team overall with making these changes. And just to have those things off my list, which have probably been on there for a long time now, has been amazing. Honestly, I just sit there and I'm like, oh, that looks so much better, or this feels so much better, that works better. And she's just so happy to have made that difference.
And that's really good feedback. And I think an interesting point, and again that people bring up, is your existing team, your existing K team that sits in your office. How well initially, what was their reaction to we're going to get a VA in, to what their reaction is now? How's that changed? If it's Jake.
I mean, it's been really good. We do obviously our team meetings, and we bring Jackie in on the team meetings. We do a bit of an activity on a Wednesday.
Okay.
We call it something called Wacky Wednesday, and it's just where we have a little bit of downtime in the office. And one of the members of the team, they do a game, they lead the game, and it's just a little bit of a wind down.
Right.
So then have Jackie come in and obviously not be present, but be, on the other side of the computer.
Yeah.
They adapted that. So we've got games which we can do virtually. So we
Yeah.
can bring Jackie into that and really make her feel part of our team.
Thanks.
And I was really proud of how they all took it on board. And, I did maybe expect a little bit of, we want to do remote working, but I didn't. It was great. And everybody's really took on board how she participates, what she brings to the table, and they're all just so positive, and
That's good.
we all share feedback with each other, and they always include Jackie. And even though she's not physically present in the office, she's
Yes.
not forgotten.
Okay, well, that's really good feedback to hear, because some people are a bit skeptical or worried whether might be how the team are going to interact. But
Yeah.
From the get-go, it sounds like that Jackie's really fitting in with your team and really, really getting on with it, which is brilliant. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
So on a day-to-day basis, I mean, Jackie's role. So Jackie was employed with you guys doing, I suppose, initially.
So, well, it's more of an like administrative support, but support to the team. But myself and Jackie have spoke about involving her more in the day-to-day field of what the property management team do.
Yeah.
And obviously it comes with maybe supporting her on a qualification, and she's so excited. And she's just really wanting to get her teeth into it, and just to have somebody come in and want to learn from the ground up, which was my own personal experience. I started with EMS in an admin role, and just to be able to mentor her through that process is really exciting for me and the company as well.
Fantastic. I mean, when I spoke to Jackie, she mentioned that, and I went, "Really? Already? Wow, that's amazing." Because property manager, your industry and what you guys do on a daily basis can sometimes be a thankless task. And when you've got leaseholders and your people say, "I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this right now," it's tough. It's tough, and communication is absolutely key, isn't it, in your industry?
She's definitely got that. She keeps in touch. She's very communicative. She's so positive, and I think you've got to be that kind of person to be in the property management game. You've got to understand that it can be a thankless task some days, but ultimately we are here to give the best service. And she's willing to learn, and she's got the patience, and she understands that she isn't going to be a property manager overnight, but if that's the angle she wants to take with with EMS, that we will support her through that. But I mean, I've been with the company nearly 10 years. Every day is a school day. But she's got the patience, and she's got the right kind of skills and personality. I think that we can help her get there.
I think that's great from a career progression point of view for the VA. Well, not just a VA, for any member of staff as well, like you did. You right at the bottom as administrator and learned all the ropes all the way up, and now running the business. It's in 10 years, it's a fantastic feat to do. It really is. It's amazing. So Jackie's obviously on the day-to-day and she's doing more, which is brilliant. Now, when it comes to expanding your team, so let's say, for example, I don't know, you had a member of staff who was leaving or handed a notice in. Where would you look, or what would you do?
To Trisha.
Would you, honestly?
Yeah, it is actually something that myself and my director have been discussing about possibly bringing on another VA into the business,
right?
As a supporting role to basically come in and act as a administrative support, possibly looking at maybe the account side of things.
Okay.
Just to keep growing the team, keep expanding on what we do. We are a growing business as well, so we want to make sure that we've got the right team behind us to keep giving the best service that we can. And I think from the process that we've experienced, and I have with Worldwide VA, that is one of the things I said first of all. Yeah, let's look there.
Okay.
See if there's an opportunity.
Because I mean, I think from a lot of the tasks that not just your business do, but a lot of vertical businesses do, that a lot of the day-to-day can be done remotely. You mentioned accounts, you mentioned property management, you mentioned admin. A lot of it can be done remotely. You don't necessarily need someone in your office. It's getting over the mindset that I want bums on seats. And it's getting over the mindset you've got to be here. I've got to see what you're doing. And that landscape is changing massively.
So much, yeah. It really has, especially in the last few years. I mean, just generally doing recruitment a lot, outside of this, I found a lot of people, their initial questions were, is this role hybrid? Is this role work from home? Can I work from home?
Yeah.
And I think as a business where we've always had the team with bums on seats, everybody in this team wants to be in the office. And I think that's more of just, it's almost like a little family that we have, and it's a very close-knit team, and they all work really well together. So it's always been great. But then recruiting and looking at it, where you're going, oh well, this person's going to be completely remote. How will that work? I think Jackie's changed that for us, and how we now see that can work.
Okay, that's brilliant. And does Jackie? I won't keep you too much long now, Leanne. Does Jackie speak to your leaseholders? Does she speak to your suppliers?
We're integrating her into that now. So we've been doing a lot of the back stuff with the training and integrating her into systems and softwares. And we're slowly introducing her now into the leaseholder communications and contractor communications. Obviously, we've had a settling in period with her and want to make sure she's happy, we're happy, and we can give the customer service that we've been given. We're at that stage now where we know that Jackie's the right fit for us.
Perfect. That's perfect. So finally, Leanne, if you could say to anybody out there who was exactly like you, skeptical and not sure, and you even said you dragged your heels because I don't know, I think I should have made a jump. What would you say, honestly?
You have to invest the time now to save time later.
Okay.
That was where I was digging my heels in. I was looking at my workload, going, where am I going to fit in? Training a new person, training them remotely, expecting it to be a little bit more challenging. Just give it a chance. You won't know until you try. And from my own personal opinion, it's been one of the best things that we've done. And I only wish I didn't drag my heels for as long as I did, because I could be even further forward now than I am already.
Perfect. Leanne, you've been an absolute star. Thank you so much for taking the time to give us this testimonial. It's really going to help people who are potentially on the fence. People got questions, or just, it's good to hear it from, someone that's running a business that can give this feedback. Because, we can only say so much, but the proof's absolutely in the pudding. And I think you just absolutely just made sure that, the decision you made was right. You should have made it sooner. No, you're a star. Thank you very much, Leanne.
Lovely. Thanks, Richard.
Worldwide VA, in the business of growing your business.